Welcome to the Spiritual Sweet Spot, a place where you can rejuvenate your soul. Hosted by author M.B. Mosley. This is a safe space for all. All right, welcome back, class. It is still January and it is still the year of our Lord 2022. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hope this podcast finds you and your family doing well. We are moving along with rituals, and let's caption them healthy rituals, right, for our spiritual journey. And folks, once again, be reminded, these rituals that I'm sharing with you are what I know. Okay, so please feel free to incorporate what works well for you. Please feel free to seek spirit on that to get intuition, insight, and wisdom from spirit. So in the last podcast, if you did not listen to any of the last podcasts there, we're going off of the flow from the third recap, refresh, restart 2022, where we talked about the number 222. And leading up to that, we talked about the cleansing rituals. And I talked about the cleansing rituals as it pertains to my life and how I incorporate those, and perhaps how you can incorporate some of those and why they're fundamentally important on this spiritual journey. So today we shall discuss lifestyle rituals, and captioned it lifestyle rituals. And so we're going to start off by talking about the chakras. All right, the chakras. All right, what the heck is a chakra? What are chakras? So let's say layman's term. Remember, we're keeping it 101, right? Hey. All right, we're keeping it basic, and it's not to insult anyone's intelligence, but it's to just take it nice and slow, right? And so, in a nutshell, chakras are, when you look at your spiritual journey or the aspect that we are spiritual beings, you will realize that we are engineered by what I'll say energy batteries. Thank you, Energizer Bunny. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So the chakras can be viewed as the energy centers in your body. Have you ever felt negative thoughts and perhaps you trying to control them, but they keep popping up? Or perhaps have you ever felt confused or overwhelmed? Sometimes, life, those curveballs, we get overwhelmed, we get a little bit confused, but have you ever felt those moments where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't think, like you're just not focused. The confusion is deep. You're trying to shake it off and it's not clear enough, right? Or just the negative thoughts and the bombardments. Maybe like, I'm thinking positive. You're trying to tell yourself, but these feelings just keep rising. Perhaps it's just emotions that sometimes I felt my emotions were suppressed. Just, the feelings of, I know how I could describe the emotion better, or I just felt, in trying to describe the emotion was like a lot of work. What about sometimes when you feel like you're taking 2 steps forward to just go 1 step back, right? So in this whole entire talking point of chakras, these are some of the factors, and not saying if you're confused, girl, your chakra is blocked. No. It's just saying sometimes these things can take place when the chakras are not aligned, or we could call it when the chakras are blocked, and or when the chakras are underactive. Like anything else, if it's not working in full sequence and full activity, then we are depleting its source and its funds and its location where it's at. So we liken this to the chakras being blocked, and that's why it's important to either activate your chakras, unblock your chakras, and or, like I like to just say, align your chakras. They affect your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual well-being. And of these energy centers, you have 7 of those bad boys that need to stay charged, right? Just like your cell phone, If it's not fully charged, it shall die. But we don't die when our chakras are low, off energy, or misaligned, or so forth, right? We definitely, I know that I definitely feel the ramifications when my chakras are not aligned. My quick example, sometimes I've noticed when I start to, when I'm not feeling my chakras in alignment, is when I start to feel my decision making processes are a little bit cloudy. They're not so clear. Things are just not, it's as if I can sense that I'm not aligned. I'm not, everything is not connected. And one of the most important things about your 70, your 7 energy centers being aligned as the batteries to your soul is that we as energy beings vibrate on a frequency, right? The higher your frequency is, the better it is for your vibration, right? We should say. And that goes for being in tune with your higher self, to make those clear decisions, to have wisdom, to receive wisdom, right? To get clarity on your journey. So, in a nutshell, the chakras are the 7 energy centers in your body, the batteries that keep you going. And so if you've never seen the popular images of chakras, you can think of them aligning from the top of your head to what is known as the root, right below your umbilical, your belly button there. I was going to say umbilical cord, right below the belly button there. And one of the beautiful things that we will also talk about is how the chakras also relate to crystals. We did not gloss over that as it pertains to the cleansing rituals. So we'll talk about crystals and how you can also incorporate those into your regimen, your ritual, your habits. You can incorporate crystals into a cleansing ritual. You can incorporate crystals into your lifestyle rituals. They are definitely so many facets that you can incorporate crystals. But before we get to the crystals, we are going to talk about chakras. And I wanted an explanation for chakras because sometimes it's easy to know things and understand them, but I would like to give a description, right? Especially for that person that has no idea what the heck a chakra is, right? Or what its purpose is. So I came across an article on healthline.com and I thought this was perfect. It's just really straight to the cut and it will help definitely with just a basic understanding for a layman like myself. All right, so let's start off. I like to start off, and once again, if you've never seen a chart of the image of a person sitting Indian style or cross-legged, then you would want to put an imagination of an alignment from the crown of their head all the way once again to the what they call the root, right below the belly button there. And that's, you want to imagine it real close or by the spine, just boom boom boom, want to going down like that from the head to the top. All right, so let's start off at the crown chakra. Crown, right? Crown on top of the head, the crown. So the location they state here is the very top of the head. Perfect. And the color for that is a violet or a white. So the meaning of the crown chakra is awareness and intelligence. Okay, so it's purposeful for that chakra to be aligned for your awareness and intelligence. Now we're going to move to the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is located between the eyes on the forehead, which is why it is also known as the brow chakra. And the color is an indigo color. The third eye is purposeful for intuition and imagination. And I know most of you have heard about, is your third eye open? A lot of people have been talking about the third eye, right? The conscious community and so forth. Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on to number 3. We're going right below your chin there, and we have the throat chakra. The throat chakra's color is a blue color. This is the source of communication. Now, for the individual that's new to chakras, what I liked and I've always liked about chakras, they're really like, like when you hear the crown chakra at the very top of your head, they're relatable in the fact that it's easy to keep them together in terms of, okay, the head is responsible for awareness and intelligence, right? And then when you hear the third eye, you think, okay, the third eye is by the forehead, right? Still connected to the head. And so that's intuition and imagination, right? And so now you hear the throat chakra. Okay, what goes on in the throat? You can hear my voice through my throat box there. So throat box. And so the color for the throat chakra is blue, and the meaning is for communication, right? And then we have the heart chakra. The heart chakra, the center is located on the center of the chest, just above the heart. And the color for that is green, right? So what is analogous to the heart? Love and compassion. Yes, we need all of these chakras aligned, all of these energy centers ignited and in alignment. We need these batteries full. All right, so let's go to the next, which is the solar plexus chakra. Okay, the solar plexus chakra, this is the only one that's, kind of like, wait a minute, what is that? Because it's not like, oh, the upper abdomen chakra, like, it's got a really cool name. So the solar plexus chakra is the upper abdomen, is located in the upper abdomen, just right below the heart. Okay, the heart chakra is almost in the center, by the sternum, you want to say, perhaps. And then you have the upper abdomen in the stomach area. And so an area right between maybe the sternum and between the belly button. And the color is yellow. And that's responsible for self-esteem, confidence. Self-esteem and or confidence. Oh, I have to put a note to self. So I want to talk about something with you. See, I get too excited and I don't want to get too ahead. Okay, we're talking about, let me see. We're talking about chakras, and I want to, all right. I just want to remember to say this point as well. And so now we go down to the sacral chakra. Now the sacral chakra is just slightly below the belly button, and the color there is orange. This is the meaning for the sacral chakra is for sexuality, pleasure, and creativity. And now we go down to the last but not least, to the first but not last, the root chakra. So the root chakra sits at the base of the spine in the tailbone area. The color is red, and the meaning is the physical identity, stability, and grounding. So those are your chakras in layman's terms, with the colors and the meanings. And what I was writing down so that I don't forget before I go forward to the next part is, it's important for your energy centers to be aligned, right? And this is done through, not saying it's the only way, but predominantly is done through the form of meditation. And we will talk about that too in a couple of minutes here. But I wanted to note before I move away from the chakras that you have 7 energy centers. As you sit there and you going into your ritual, whether you meditate, you're meditating, you can always also practice the power of touch. Okay, so you could touch your crown chakra, right? Put your hands on your crown, or whatever meditation you do, right? And go from there as well. That's what I really wanted. There's powerful components, or there's powerful abilities in the power of touch. I know that so often we neglect to understand that, not because we don't want to, but there is power there within your fingertips. So, and you can always feel free during your meditation to touch these areas. Okay. And all right, let me see. I think we went over that. And so we went over the colors. It's also important because now those colors are going to pertain to crystals. And so now to understand the why of the crystals, we harken back to the last podcast, cleansing rituals. So crystals, their fundamental purpose is to promote physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. You know your spiritual journey. You know what's best for you. And I'll also talk about, out of the box of my crystals, which ones I mainly use and for what. And just remember, when you do go shopping for your crystals, to also do some research on crystals. The quickest and simplest way of, when you receive your crystals, you want to ignite your crystals. The way I do that is simply placing my crystals out in the sun so they could retain all of that energy there, especially if they're new. I've washed my crystals before and then place them out to charge in the sun. And so I'm also going to discuss the crystals that I use, and understanding that the crystals help with your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And when you understand that the chakras are the 7 energy centers in your body that affect your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being, you understand why crystals and your chakras can go hand in hand. So we'll start off by talking about, since we have gone over the chakras and the colors, we can start off going with the color that matches up to the crystal color that matches up to the chakras. And so the amethyst matches up with your crown chakra. And let's go back and revisit the crown chakra, and that's responsible for awareness and intelligence. And that color is a violet or a white. So you can also have the clear quartz for that as well, right? I personally use the clear quartz. With the clear quartz crystal, I keep it on me when I leave the house, in my bag or in my pocket, because the crystal amplifies energy and it draws off any negative energy of all kinds. So I usually have it in my pocket or in my bag. All right. So now we know that the crown chakra, amethyst or clear quartz. So now, even everyone meditates differently, whichever is comfortably. If you want to also practice rituals to activate or to keep your chakras aligned, you can meditate on your back, right? And you can lay your crystals on you just as the 7 points are. You have your crown chakra right up here by your head, by your forehead. You have your third eye. You have your throat crystal, and you have your other crystal by your heart. You have the solar plexus crystal by the solar plexus. You have the sacral crystal by the sacral, and the root crystal by the root. Then these are your ignited crystals, and you could do your meditations that way. So it's not a one size fits all. All right, so now let's go to the next crystal, the color of the crystal. We learned that the third eye color is indigo. All right. And so here for the third eye, they have the blue calcite stone. And so you can use that for the third eye, and or an indigo color looking stone for your third eye. And then for the throat, we learned that the color was blue, the chakra responsible for communication. You can use any of your blue crystals that come in your box, and blue, not necessarily the turquoise one, but any other one that comes in that box. And then we learned that the heart chakra is green. You could pair that with any of the green crystal stones that come in the green crystal that comes in your crystal collection. And You can also incorporate the rose quartz, because the rose quartz is a stone of love and connection. And the rose quartz is the crystal I use to put underneath my bed. And then we have one by the window pane in our bedroom for love and connection. All right. And so now you have the solar plexus. We learned that the color for the solar plexus is yellow. So when you look at your crystal box, you can pick a yellow color. And you can also use a turquoise for this, because that's also a crystal that opens the heart and throat and third eye, and also aids in the absorption of nutrients. And where is the solar plexus? Remember that the solar plexus is in the stomach area. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So now we look at the sacral. And in your crystal box, you can use the amber crystal, the sunstone, or the tangerine quartz crystal. All right. So you see how that's working, right? Mainly color to chakra, with exceptions of the heart, because heart is green for chakra, but the rose quartz is kind of like a pinkish stone, pinkish crystal. All right, so now let's see, where were we? We did the sacral. Now we go to the root chakra. All right, we learned that the root chakra is more so of a red color. And so for the root, in my crystal box, I don't have a red crystal, but you can get a bloodstone crystal, which has traces of red in there. And also argonite is another one you could use for your root chakra. So now, do you have to use crystals for chakra alignment? No, you do not. But if you wanted to practice to use crystals with your chakra alignment or chakra work, then absolutely you can. These are all options for you on your spiritual journey, because understanding that both are aiding crystals and the purposes of your chakra is for the 7 centers in your body to be aligned to assist in physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. Now, can you attain your energy centers without the crystals? Sure you can. You can meditate. Meditation is one of the ways to go about it. And so my preferred meditation is the meditation. And I do recommend it for those that are new to meditating, because when I started to meditate, I remember when I started meditating, I couldn't clear my mind in silent meditation. Excuse me. And if you're new to meditation, I also recommend any guided meditation that you could get to. Breath work, meditation works as well. But my most powerful meditation for myself has always been the meditation or the japa meditation. Those two are the ones that have worked for me. Now, the japa meditation is just the repetition of any mantra and or the divine name. So whatever God source you'd like to incorporate, you can incorporate that with the japa. But like I said, my favorite and most effective has always been the It's the vibration of the for me. And so therefore, if you're not saying that this is the gold standard, but I incorporated crystals later on, and what I've done with the because of the vibrations that they sent through my body, I found the meditation to be sufficient within and for my chakras alignment there, just simply because of the vibrations from the meditation is just meaning a mantra. So for definitely, you can find guided meditations, literally just and there's something powerful to that, you just feel that vibration within you. And then the thing is why I've stuck to or japa meditation is because I found my center focusing. I'm more clear when I am either doing the meditation or the japa. I've done silent meditation after works on alms and japa, but coming into it first, I used to do silent meditation, or I used to try to do guided meditation, and I found my mind wandering on the day's activities and what I needed to do. So is a great sense of focus for me as it pertains to meditation, and I only bring meditation in for those that feel like, well, I don't want to do crystals, I just want to work on my chakras. You could do that. You can incorporate your chakra. You could do chakra work with paired up with meditation. And so we talked about the crystals and positioning them at the chakra spots. If you want to incorporate that type of meditation, you can as well. And we talked about the effects of your touch as well, even if you're not using crystals, but if you're meditating by blessing your own crown chakra and putting your own hands on your third eye, going to your throat, and, going further and down along the line, that is very possible as Let's talk about essential oils. Yes, essential oils as an incorporation to the meditation, and meditation paired up with crystals and or not, and meditation as well as it pertains to the chakras. So I like essential oils. I use 100% essential oils, depending on what time of the day it is and so forth. Just kidding. No, I typically do. I have a frankincense essential oil. I have a lavender essential oil, and I actually also have 100% orange essential oil. There's something powerful about that citrus smell as well. Then I use 100% jasmine essential oil and 100% frankincense essential oil, and those two I use for the candle work, which would be on the next podcast. So I'm just jumping the gun real quick. So with my essential oils, I use those as well as a meditation spray. Get a little spritzer, put a little essential oil in there, put a little bit of spring water, mix that up as well. Spray. Also use a little essential oil in my hands, and just, when it's time to meditate as well. And this is usually for my nighttime meditation, when I'm settling in and just getting grounded. That will be incorporated there. So essential oils are beneficial. You can use them depending on the essential oils. You can use them on your body. You can use them for, to create the atmosphere in your meditation area. You could definitely, also use them as incense and all that amazing things. To me, also just the ability to be able to ignite the senses, the smell and so forth as well, is always powerful. So that was it for the lifestyle. I'm looking at my list here. And so lifestyle rituals, it's your journey. What do you want to do in incorporation of? Perhaps meditation is not your thing, so maybe yoga is your thing. That works perfectly fine. It's not about doing what the masses about doing, but it's about what works for you spiritually. What is sustaining for you spiritually along this journey? And perhaps yoga is not your thing. You'd rather meditate and not do the crystal thing, and that's fine as well. Then you could do that as well. The rest of my crystals from my box are literally just scattered in my work area by my computer desk and so forth. But I have the rose quartz that works in my room, and then the clear quartz that I travel with. And so if I'm doing intensive meditation and all that other stuff, I incorporate the crystals, but I'll tell you that I'm not incorporating my crystals on every single meditation journey that I take. It's when I feel my chakras are misaligned and things are just not as they are. And if one's wondering, my feeling for myself when I feel that I'm misaligned is when I think I might have explained this, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself on that, but it's just when I feel like I'm not thinking clearly and things are just not, there's a fog and I need clarity. And also with that, I incorporate fasting, right? We're speaking of a brand new year. And one of my brand new year things to usher in just a whole new energy as well is to rid the body of the foods and all that other stuff through a fasted meditation. Now, when we, not a fasted meditation, but a fasted state, and then you add a meditation, honey, you would have thought you died and went to the seventh realm. Okay. But, yeah, so I mean, the sensitivity that you are to spirit is amazing. You do a fast and you do meditation. Oh yeah, you there. So, but the thing is baby steps, right? Do what works well for you. And when it comes to fasting, incorporate what works for you. I'm not saying people should fast or shouldn't. Just do what works for you, because all these things are health related things as well. I'm talking about what has worked well for me and how I incorporate and embrace the newness of the new year's energy. So, and then along the years, along the months there, you can always incorporate fasting as well. So those could be some of the things where you could find yourself doing fasted work with meditation work and crystal work. Either or, it all works. It's all to preserve the 7 energy centers in our bodies that affect the physical and spiritual well-being. So that is the lifestyle rituals. Of course, I'd be remiss if I don't mention within the lifestyle rituals, it's mind, body, and soul, right? Mind, body, and soul. So making sure our diet, our exercise, and it's not that everybody has to exercise, but just taking care of your temple is also important. And as I tell you this, I'm telling myself this too, it's time. This is the year. New year, new me, who's this, getting back to the things that really matter to me, and just focusing mind, body, and soul. So guys, that was part of the lifestyle rituals. Love you guys so much. Stay tuned. We're going on to the next section. We're going to talk about candle work and manifestation. Candle work and manifestation. And if you're listening to this podcast from anywhere else other than a podcast platform such as YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, then please, by all means, don't hesitate to search for Decoding Dreams Podcast on any of your podcast apps, as we only upload to other streams every other episode. So for full episodes and to get the full Decoding Dreams Podcast experience, be sure to search for Decoding Dreams Podcast on your podcast app. I love you guys so much. This is so much. Do you keep getting a reoccurring dream and are trying to figure out why you keep dreaming of the same dream? Or perhaps are you dreaming of teeth falling out? Or have you ever had a dream where you were naked and perhaps even naked in public? OMG, how embarrassing. Or perhaps you don't remember your dreams when you wake up. Well, check it out. Join us at the Dream Decoding Podcast, where I teach you on how to train yourself to have a memory recall, and or I teach you on how to understand your dreams as it pertains to your current waking life. The importance of understanding the symbols and messages that we get in our dream realm is because sometimes these messages are coming to give us a good word and or to help us along the path. So don't miss out. Join us at the Dream Decoding Podcast with your host, Memory.